Hey friends, this is Lois. Have you ever wondered how to learn fast and how to improve the retention of some content that you consumed, or a book that you have read, or a course that you took? Today I will talk with you about 8 steps that I have been using in my learning, and since I did implement them, they really helped me to boost my learning. And I could say that some of them probably you already heard, or maybe it's a common sense for you, but I would like really to share with you and be open-minded with that and try to apply that, take action to build that into your daily routine, and I believe that will really serve you. The tip number 1 is to architect your learning. What I mean by architecting your learning is really about setting a deadline when you need to learn a specific topic. Let's say if you are studying for an exam, in my field it's really common for us to study for certifications. So if there is a certification that I want to take, what is the deadline that I should achieve that result? Once I have that locked in, let's say if it's in 2 or 3 months, I can start trying to get more in an emotional level about that, why I really need that. So maybe that is because will get me to get a raise in my job, or I can look for a new opportunity that will allow me to get a better income. So that's the next level that I should look for, attached with some why behind the learning of journey that I'm going through. And once you have that, you should get clear about the results. So in my case would be passing that certification in 3 months, so I can start breaking down my planning of studies. So with that in mind, this third topic that I would like to share with you is entering that learning journey with a really open mind and being curious about the content that you are learning. So for me, it's really common to see peers in my industry that sometimes they listen a teacher or a mentor talking about a subject in my field, and because they have a lot of experience, they have some bias, and they try to kind of bring their own concept. And I would suggest to be really open-minded and wonder, all right, why this teacher is sharing this perspective? Let me try that, let me use that, and that will help to accelerate your learning and also get new perspectives, get fresh perspective in a specific topic. A fourth tip that I have is related to spaced repetition. And maybe you already heard about that, but it is all about how is the frequency that you are going to review your notes and you are going to revisit the material that you have studied. So if you are studying for the certification example that I gave, you should have some spaced repetition on a sense of, if I studied today a specific topic, I should be reviewing that tomorrow. And the way that I do that will fall under the 5th topic, that is having notes and reading out loud. So what I'm doing right now to accelerate my learning is, when I learn the topic, I take a lot of notes, and usually once the session is completed, I go over that notes and I read out loud, and in the following day I read those notes out loud again. And you should be thinking, oh, but why don't go over the notes and review that? And the reason for this is there were some recent studies that proved that when you engage more with your notes, speaking out loud for instance, you increase your retention by 20%, and that's a significant retention for me if I can grasp more the content that I'm learning. Another strategy that I have in my spaced repetition routine is related to share with a community of people that you are learning that topic. So for instance, getting feedbacks from someone or just sharing can be usually nowadays it's common to have chat forums in the learning platforms. So sharing with people there, hey, I'm learning this specific topic in my area. In my particular case of the certification example, could be something around networking, and I'm struggling a little bit on this specific area here. I would like to see what's the perspective that someone in the community has, and that can really help you to get a third perspective, not only the teacher that I told you, but also someone came in and sharing with you what they are seeing, how they are observing that topic. A seventh item that I would like to share with you is related to exercise. And there are several studies. There is even a book called Spark that recommends exercise to boost your memory and cognitive capacity. And recently, I believe that there was an article for Harvard. If I find that, I will post it here in the link. That they mention about the effects that can have in your brain with your neural pathways, how that can really enable your learning to maximize and increase your retention. So the way that I do is during these exercises, I try usually to re-listen the lecture or podcast or audiobook chapter that I learned. So in my particular case of the certification exams that sometimes I need to prepare, during my exercise routine, I'm listening that content again, and usually I have my notes with me and I'm reviewing those notes as I listen that content again, and that helps me to increase the retention of that new material that I have studied. The tip number 8 now is to mentor, teach, or coach others in the topic that you are learning, which means that if you are engaging with someone to explain a topic for them, your brain kind of thinks in a different way. There is a term that they call neuroplasticity, that your brain sees a little bit different that topic, and it's completely different than just consuming the content. Now, teaching someone, you need to broaden your perspective on that. You need to think in different angles, and that really speed up your learning and also make the content stick in your brain that you have been studying. I hope that this tip really help you. So remembering, number 1, architect your learning. You should have a clear goal for that. You should have a why. Is this because it will help me with my job? I will get a promotion. I will be able to transition to a new job, and have a result for that. Like, all right, I need to get that because it's a certification exam that I'm passing, for instance. The number 3 is be really curious and open-minded, and really listen to the teacher or mentor that is providing you the content, and never be bringing bias into the lectures. Like, get their perspective and reflect on that. Number 4 is the spaced repetition, usually the following day, and also you can apply 1 week before and 1 month before. That will really make it stick. Number 5 is notes. Take notes, read them out loud. That will help to increase your retention. Number 6 is community. Share with other people. Look what other people are talking about that subject. Number 7 is exercise. Releasing the content or new content that you are kind of evaluating. Try that while you are working out. And number 8 is teach and mentor others. I hope that you have enjoyed this and you take action, apply in your life some of these topics. I would recommend all of them in that following structure. That will really help to boost your learning and help you ace in exams or even in your daily job, like with your skills levels at your work. Cheers!